On Talk Tuesday. I am so late for work. It's 10 o'clock. I just got done with the Real Housewives of Potomac recap and review. It is pouring down, raining, and I have to try to get to work in a decent amount of time. Work still, finish whatever I need to finish by 10:30. Oh my goodness, I got a smudge today. If y'all have never did smudging, you're not supposed to inhale the sage directly up your nose, but I need this to come with me today, and like with this conversation that I'm about to have. Where's the smoke traveling? Let me turn off my air. Where's the smoke traveling? See how it's centering on me? I'm the problem right now. It's centered directly on me. Yeah, usually when you smudging, the smoke goes towards where the negative energy is at. That's me. That's me. Okay. Let me set this somewhere where it ain't gonna catch on fire. Because it need to roll with me the whole way. It need to. Ooh, it's gonna be all in the camera. It naturally burns out on its own when it's done. So, check it, y'all. I'm back. I went down to Orlando and went to go look at houses. This is one reason why I say I needed to smudge while I have this conversation, because I have such a negativeness about why is all my lights and stuff are on in the car. The brake light is on, the ABS light on, the traction light. Why is all that stuff on? And I can't tell how fast I'm driving. Oh, what the fuck? Let me turn my car off and start back up. I might need to call my job real quick. Damn, I didn't bring my other phone. So I can call my job, let them know having car troubles. It's doing it again. I don't know what's going on with my car. We're gonna drive a little, see what happened. This is like, I done had this happen before, and I had to give my car up for like about a month for them to figure out what the fuck was wrong with it. But it's acting funky again. Well, and I know in order for me to get this, I would have to go over there with the lights on in order for them to take a look at it and see what's wrong. I don't know what speed I'm going on. Damn. Okay, well, we went down to Orlando. We flew down there, myself and Keena. We started off going through Jackson Airport. The issues and the troubles started here in St. Louis. Southwest Airlines. We get to the airport. Our flight's supposed to leave. I had ended up taking a later flight because I went to work that morning. I saw our flight's supposed to left at 5:30. When we get to the airport, you know, on time for our flight. Getting a text message right outside the gates saying that a text message right outside the gate saying that the flight is being delayed. We're not leaving at 6 o'clock. Okay, fine. 6 o'clock rolled around. We're not leaving at 6:15. 6:15 rolled around. It was 6:40 when we finally got on our plane. Now, it's no problem that we're leaving late, but we had a connecting flight in Atlanta, and being that our flight was connecting, we only had a 40-minute time span in between the time our one flight got there and the other one took off. But now we're an hour and 10 minutes behind leaving St. Louis. So I'm hella concerned. Keena, all in positive mode. Don't worry, mama, we gonna make it. I'm talking to the attendant. The attendant like, oh no, we're watching our flights. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. Then told us, well, once 6:40 came around, we gonna have to sit y'all at the front of the plane because y'all gonna have to run to y'all next plane. We're gonna try to hold the plane for you. Well, there's some lady over there on the phone talking to somebody saying they said they can't hold the plane unless it's 18 of us. It was only 7 of us that was trying to catch their plane. So now I'm really concerned. Like, I do not want to be stuck in Atlanta overnight. Atlanta is a 5-hour drive from Jacksonville, which was where we was catching our next plane, or where we was taking our plane to, so we can get our rental car and drive down to Atlanta. I was not wanting to stay in Atlanta. Not at this particular time. I know my girl Love Fuller is in Atlanta, Miss Honey, Beautiful Soul, all them there. You know, they might have welcomed us, they might not. I don't know. I know Love with her. I know for certain Love with her. But yeah, I was not trying to stay in Atlanta. I was not trying to stay in Atlanta. So we on the plane, which is the hilarious part. The lady who was calling and telling her friend about how they wouldn't go hold the plane, baby, this lady talked so loud, so much, the entire plane. She wasn't even next to me. She was like a row ahead of me on the other side of the plane. Her name is Holly. Holly is an agricultural major. She got a degree in agriculture. She's a Gemini. Her birthday is June 14th. I know all her business. She was talking to a dude named Don Armstrong. Don Armstrong was going to Atlanta for the strippers. You know, because the strippers in Atlanta was cheaper than the strippers on the east side of St. Louis. I was like, what is the conversation we having going on? And when he told her, or when she told him that she was an agricultural major, he said, well, let's talk about weed. Let's talk about marijuana. Me and the lady next to me, Keena, was like, what the fuck are we hearing? And they talked the entire time, very loud. And then they started getting liquor in their system. He even FaceTimed his girlfriend so his girlfriend could meet this crazy ass Holly on the phone. Okay, we not about this life right here. Drive like we got some sense because we in the fucking rain. Okay. And so, yeah. Then Holly ends up getting on the same plane as us in Jacksonville, going to Jacksonville. So I was like, oh my God. And Holly want to read over my shoulder. I was watching stuff on my Kindle. She want to read over my shoulder and look at the TV program I'm watching and then ask me questions about it. I can't stand when people look over my shoulder reading my books or whatever the heck else I'm doing. But that was Holly. I know I got that gray line right there because my camera is not sitting properly. So we land in Jacksonville. Come to find out, the Alamo car rental in Jacksonville, they charge a $200 deposit, no matter if you're using a credit card or a debit card. I've been renting from Alamo car rental since I was 18 years old. I ain't never had to pay no deposit. He said it was something new that started back in June. I know I rented the car since June, but maybe that's just Jacksonville's airport. So now I got $200 of my money tied up on this car rental because of what, right? Y'all know how I do when I try not to get my hotel rooms until I show up. But I know for a fact that you can't book hotel rooms after midnight for the day that you're there because it starts a new day in their system online. So it'll only let you book for the next day. So I said, well, let me go ahead and do this before the plane take off. And I booked me a hotel room, something real cheap because we was only staying for a few hours. Because at first I was going to try to drive down. But now that we know that we're late, because the plane did wait for us in Atlanta. They waited, which means that we left late because they had to wait for our luggage and everything. So now we get into Jacksonville later than expected. Okay, well, the discount that I have with Alamo Car Rental, I use a veterans discount. It's a great deal. Brought my car down from $300-something down to $72. That's a big difference for a veteran on a car rental, right? Okay, but my deal evidently in Jacksonville didn't kick in to the next morning, to midnight. So we had to sit there to midnight to wait on our damn car, or we had to pay extra money to get it an hour ahead of time. We there at 11. We can't rent the car until 12, or we was going to have to pay an extra $140 more. On top of the $200 of my money that they already took as a deposit. I was like, what the hell? Well, I know Alamo is not owned by Enterprise, so that's probably why they're doing deposits. I'm going to have to switch over to Avis or something, because I don't like to pay deposits, especially when I'm using a fucking credit card. That's my vacation money, my time, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we get to the hotel. We get to the hotel. Y'all, it was a little, was it a Super 8? A little Super 8. We get there to this hotel, and I realized that I booked a smoking room instead of a non-smoking room. So I'm like, I'm just going to ask the guy, could he change that for me? I get there, and I was like, well, can I switch out the room to a non-smoking room because I accidentally quit smoking? He told me it was going to cost me more money. I said, to switch a room? He said, yeah, it's going to cost you more money. I said, okay, fine, just let me keep the room. We only going to be here for a few hours anyway, right? So then I said, well, do y'all normally charge higher rates for non-smoking rooms? He's like, yeah, we do. We always charge a higher rate if you want a room that ain't got nobody smoking in it. I said, okay. I'm getting ready to get back in my car, and he hollered at me, you got any pets in there? I was like, what? Now, mind you, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You got any pets? I said, if I do got some damn pets, and they probably would die of cigarette smoke. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm tired, I'm angry. We get out to our room, baby. We went down the longest, darkest fucking alleyway. It was this big ass, creepy, rusty dumpster right next to the room. Keena like, oh, this looks scary. I'm clutching my invisible pearls because it looks scary to me too, right? Clutching my invisible pearls. So I said, Keena, you stay in the car. Let me go check the room out. Because you know, if you get a room and you don't disturb the bed, you come back out within 15 minutes, they're supposed to get your money back, right? Okay, so I'm going to check out the room, and I closed the curtains. Closed the curtains, this big ass hole in the curtain. Like I'm trying to, you know, so nobody can see in, but it's a big ass hole in the curtain. So I said, let me go down here to the desk. Brother, man. Hey, he was Middle Eastern. And I was like, excuse me, y'all have a room without a hole in the curtain? He's like, excuse me? I said, the curtain that you cover over the windows, there's a big ass hole in it. I can see out, people see in. You have a room that doesn't have a hole. He said, this is what I'm going to do for you. Motherfucker handed me my receipt back and showed he was refunding my money. I'm giving you your money back. You can have a good day. He took his room keys and shut the window on my black ass at 1:08 in the morning. I was like, bitch, are you for real right now? But I was like, fine. I got my goddamn money, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Most hotels really don't want to book to you at that time of day if you don't have a reservation already. Well, we go over to this Days Inn that wasn't that far away, and the Days Inn had a handwritten sign on the door that says, we are not booking rooms, we are closed. How the fuck is the Days Inn closed? It was some man sitting outside like, well, can I help you? I said, you can't help me if they close. He's like, oh yeah, they close. They do that often. They just close when they want to. The Days Inn fucking closed, yo. So we couldn't rent a room there. It was another little seedy motel across the way. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I said, you know what? Orlando was only 2 hours away. We drive. Let's get to get it. But then I remembered that when I came home from Chicago that one night and my stomach got upset and I had the shits all damn day. So I was like, you know what? I'm not finna go ahead and drive. We gonna find a spot. So 30 miles outside of Jacksonville, we found another little hotel off the side, and I was thinking, I have landed in racist America. Big patriotic flags everywhere, the eagle, globe, and anchor. This is a little cow dung town, right? And perceptions, you know, your first perceptions of everything, but never judge a book by its cover. We go there. The lady is so fucking cordial, so fucking nice. She gave me a super ass discount for me being a veteran. Maybe that's what all the patriotism was about. She gave me this big discount, gave us a room. The room wasn't all that. It's something for us to sleep in. It was nice. It had spiders all over the doors outside, though. So spiders was every goddamn word. I felt like I was itching with so many spiders. I was worried since we knocked the spider webs down to get into the door that we was gonna have a spider web to continue with. We woke up the next morning, but we didn't. It was all gravy, baby. It was all gravy. I don't know what speed I'm going, and I'm going past everybody. Okay, so we make it down to Orlando. It was a nice, smooth little drive. Just 2 hours straight there, no traffic, beautiful scenery, loving it, right? We get down to Orlando. We staying at, I think, the Days Inn there. Yeah, stayed at the Days Inn right on International Drive. Nothing too big. We only here for a day or two. I don't need nothing fancy. Yada, yada, this, yada, yada, that. I didn't use my hotel coupon vouchers that I won from Ty's channel because you need to do it at least 60 days in advance. At first I was going to use those, so I didn't do that. We $40 a night for this little hotel room. As soon as you get on the parking lot, you lost cell phone signal. So that's why y'all didn't get no videos from me. The cell phone signal was gone. Remember I said I was going to try to vlog every day? The cell phone, didn't have no cell phone signal. And the internet signal kept going in and out. So I was like, I ain't gonna take no chances trying to sit there. Nothing really too big about the damn hotels. But the biggest problem that we had over 23 places, locations that we went to go. Where did that water come from? We went to go see. I'm gonna show y'all. This whole list right here, those different houses, including the ones on the back. These right here, different houses, including the ones on the back. That's all the places we went to go see. Let me tell y'all, everybody and their motherfucking mama in Orlando is scamming you out of your goddamn money. Basically, a lot of these people were posting up houses for rent that they don't even own. They trying to get you in there, get your deposit, your security deposit, your application fees, claim they running credit checks on you so they can get your social security information and all that shit, and they taking your money and running. They don't even own these properties. The second problem that we came into, a lot of these companies were putting up properties for rent that wasn't for rent. These houses were for sale. They just trying to get you into the company, just trying to get your business. That's all that was about. The third thing we came across was property management companies. They charge you fees anywhere from $50 to $150 per person that's over the age of 18 to apply for a house that you may not even get, because they taking applications from everybody and they goddamn mama on this one particular place. And if you don't get it, you don't get your refund back. They charging $300 to $500 pet fees, and on top of the pet fees, then you got to pay a monthly fee for rent. They using the website called petleasing.com to determine how much rent they gonna charge your pet. They got stipulations on the breeds of dogs. I know a lot of places do that, but then sometimes they got nothing to do with the breed. It's the size of the dog. Don't have no puppies. Don't have no kittens. They don't want nothing that's gonna grow up. Don't have nothing that's over 35 pounds. Don't have nothing that's between 35 and 56 pounds. Don't have nothing that's over 56 pounds. Don't have. Matter of fact, I only want puppies from 30 to 60 pounds. It was that type of craziness, and they charging fees for everything. Nobody is showing up. Schedule everything. I got to one place. I called a bunch of people, and people ain't returning my calls. And I get to this house. The guy never did answer, so it's another phone number in the yard. I'm like, this is not the number I called. I called that number. The lady like, hey, send me a copy of your ID. I was skeptical about that, but I did it anyway. I covered up my most pertinent information, like my date of birth and all that. All she saw was my face. And she sent me the code to the house. And so then later on that night, the dude hit me back like, hey, I was calling about the house. I said, yeah, I saw the house this morning. I already met the owner. I lied and said I met the owner. I hadn't met the lady. I just talked to the person on the phone. I said, she said she don't know you. Because I asked her, do you know who this other person named Thomas is who's listing the property? She's like, I don't know Thomas. This is my property. He was like, oh, yeah, that was my ex-wife. She was there at the house earlier today. I say, well, if she is your ex-wife, she claims she don't know you. Now, mind you, I lied and said I met the lady. So I didn't meet nobody at that house that day. And he was like, yeah, that's my house. We just in a divorce litigation. He started telling me, dude, I don't want to deal with that. Especially if I'm trying to rent from you and then you tell me about your divorce litigations. He charging one price for the rent. She charging another price for the rent. Come to find out it ain't even him or his ex-wife that I talked to. Was some little Vietnamese lady who actually had a couple more properties. We driving around town. I see another property of hers. And I told Keena, I said, usually people, I know how to get their codes. If I got it once, the code works again on her next property. So we got in to see that one. The houses are super fucking small. Like the bedrooms. Oh my goodness, my bathroom was almost the size of some of these bedrooms. It's like California living. They charging all this fucking money for this little amount of property. So that was crazy. But she was the only legitimate person that actually called me back and gave me at least 3 or 4 houses to look at. So I may have to go with her. The first one we looked at, she says already gone. The one that was supposed to be under litigation, it's already gone. That's what she says. So I was riding past this house, this big 4-story house. I went and knocked on the door because it had a for rent sign in the yard. Not 4-story, a 4-bedroom house. It had a for rent sign in the yard, and I could clearly see the person walking past the door, but they didn't know me. I didn't call, nothing like that. I tried to call the phone number, nobody answered the phone. So, but you could see the person in the house, but they wouldn't answer the door. I said, cool. Well, that person hit me back when I was on the plane, going back home, and I was like, well, I'm interested in the house. He told me how much it was going to be, how many bedrooms it was. I was like, this is perfect. At the size of the house, this is perfect for what I need. He didn't mention anything about dogs or cats or deposits, nothing like that at the time. So, yesterday we kind of played tit for tat because I said I was going to call him at a certain time. I forgot we was in different time zones. And then I called him in a little bit later. And he tells me, first he seemed just very excited because he kept calling me. He seemed very excited about me, the prospect of me renting this property. But then when I told him I was the girl who came and knocked on the door and there was somebody in the house, I said, I hope it wasn't a kid and I didn't want to alarm them. He's like, no, I was the one at the house. And as soon as he said that, as soon as I acknowledged that I was the one that knocked on the door, then he seemed to get an attitude. I don't know if it was because I was a black, because he got a whole ass attitude now. Well, I'm busy right now. And that was the first thing I asked. Do you have time to talk right now? When I called him back, and he was like, yeah, I'm fine. I want to talk to you about this house. But as soon as I said I was the person that came to the door, he was like, that was me in the house. There wasn't no kid. So he the one that saw me. So that's the only reason I could see him getting the whole ass attitude. it was a black or it was a woman. One of the two problems of why all of a sudden he got an attitude. And then he gonna tell me he gonna charge a $5,000 fucking deposit to rent this house. Are you fucking kidding me right now? $5,000. I'm so late for work, y'all. I got 8 minutes to get in here and see what the fuck I can do on my job. Yo, so needless to say, we don't have a place to live yet in Orlando. I'm probably gonna have to fly down there a couple more times. Ty Bivens, thank you so much for sending me agents that could possibly help me find properties. So far, it hasn't panned out or worked out. I haven't been able to speak with the young lady that you had sent me. I sent her some information. Maybe she's still looking for me. I don't know yet. Love Fuller, thank you for being so encouraging. Phone Jones, thank you for checking in on me, trying to figure out like what's going on. My good best friend Liz, thank you for sending me. She was sending me like apartments, bam, 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 bam. And every time I call somebody, then they got a new restriction popped up. He wanted $5,000 fucking dollars to move in there. Nigga, I'm paying your rent for the whole fucking year, $5,000 plus the top. Now you're gonna add pet fees, and he's like, well, the way he ended the conversation, well, you know what you need to do. So if you're gonna do it, then call me back later. That's how the conversation ended. Yeah, that didn't have nothing to do with that. That was all race. That was all race. You can't make me believe any otherwise. So yeah, I'm at work now. I think that's pretty much it that's going on my trip. We still don't have a place to live. I got the approval for my $2,000 that they're gonna pay me to move out of my house. So I will be out on the 20th. We're gonna stay with my mama, I believe, between that time and the end of the month. But now I need to get in here and try to get my job done. Thank y'all for coming back to my channel. Listen to my weekend story. Y'all have a good day. Peace.